when we compare Newton's second law of motion applied to an electromagnetic field and Maxwell equations, we choose a challenging test. We will test the picture taken by the James Webb Space Telescope, a picture which has been made now but related to a time interval of 8 billion light years, the beginning of the universe, the birth of the universe, the farthest point in the universe we can look. That image, it has traveled over a distance of 8 billion light years. Started and has been created in a time that our solar system and our galaxy even did not exist, and reaches after 8 billion years. James Webb Space Telescope. Totally untouched, in a perfectly condition. And which equation will describe this process? And what we will see in our calculations is that Maxwell's equations completely disappear into the quicksand of mathematics. The equations are totally useless. All what they can describe is a plain electromagnetic wave. It is something like an equation which describes white noise, but it's totally useless, it's totally meaningless. You can't do anything with it. And if we apply Newton's second law of motion to an electromagnetic field, it completely describes how this image can be captured and remain for 8 billion light years, for 8 billion years in time, still untouched, reaches a James Webb Space Telescope. And has been distributed by all kinds of media. Everyone can see them now, and we accept that like normal. This is kind of a miracle. And it is a miracle, but there's only one equation in the whole science which describes this phenomenon, and that is Newton's second law of motion. But what very often happens is that somebody is carrying a kind of wisdom which he doesn't understand yet. I mean, Newton learned his physics from nature, and what I do believe personally from the creator of nature, the creator of this universe. I mean, it is not so strange that we don't know everything. I mean, we are just humans, we have no clue. And Newton was honest, and he was open for nature, and he saw nature, and he was willing to learn from it. And maybe mankind now also wants to learn something from nature. Now there's all climate change coming, but okay, nature has patience. But second law of Newton, the law of motion applied to an electromagnetic field, describes perfectly how this image can travel over a distance of 8 billion light years completely untouched. And it's the only equation. It's the equation of wisdom, a wisdom far beyond Newton. But that is what happens. We humans get some information and we don't know what for information we get, but we carry it on, we pass it on, and 300 years later things become sometimes more clear. And that is what we do. We are carriers of wisdom, and we carry it and we don't understand what we are carrying, but we pass it on to the next generation, and further, and finally, yeah, I do believe there is a path. I don't know, of course, where it goes to, but I do believe in causality, and I do believe there is a reason for everything, and I do believe that we are meaningful. We as human beings are very important in what's happening. And that's important because it means that we can determine the future. And our choices we make will contribute in what happens in the future. And we carry also wisdom. We have no idea what we're carrying, but we pass it on. And it is to next generations to find out what we were carrying without understanding.